Americans love their vehicles. They give us a sense of freedom and independence. So it should come as no surprise to find that in an emergency, many will flee in their cars, trying to find safety. Yet, those stories have an expected end. And as Project Zomboid reminds us every time, this is how many of those stories ended. And you might not know this by now, but there are a number of stories, or rather scenes, that the game can spawn in the first time a cell is loaded. So here are all of the kinds of randomly placed car stories that you'll find as you travel along Strand looking for some bit of peace. I've lumped them together into 3 basic kinds of story that they're telling and given them an individual name, but I'll show you what's involved with each one and what to look out for when you find one. The first category of stories is the crashes. After escaping from the city, the car was making some horrible sounds. The dash was aglow with lights, but there's no stopping to check on it. At least, no stopping until the car decided it was done and burst into flames. These cars stand alone where they fell, and either the former driver escaped and took most of their good loot with them, or the fire took both. But no matter what, these hulks can't be fixed or salvaged, and you can't even get inside. You can tow them off the road, or if you have the right mod, you can completely disassemble them where they stand into metal parts. And before you do that, you may just want to salvage a few intact parts, if there happen to be any randomly placed in the Hulk, and you can find a few bits and bobs in the trunk, but for the most part, they're abandoned for a good reason. Mainly just to get in your way as you're driving. I think we've left them. Oh, maybe we're safe. Hun, has that bleeding stopped? Hun? Hun, how's it going back there? Hey, Hun? There's lots to distract a driver in the apocalypse, so it's understandable that these 2 cars would collide. And when you find a 2-car crash, it can be almost any 2 cars smashed into each other. And a few of the former occupants might still be lurking around. Check the trunks of both cars for loot, and check the tanks for gas. But at the speed these 2 were going, I wouldn't hold out much hope of the cars being usable, though like the burnt cars, you might be able to salvage a couple of the parts off of the car. There's another call for an ambulance. What is going on tonight? Oh, he bit me. He bit you? Didn't you give him a tranquilizer already?
Sir, please lie back down.
What is going on back there, Jack? If you're more lucky than its former occupants, one of the 2 crashed cars might be an ambulance. This particular scene is different from the 2-car crash in that one of the cars could be any other car possible, but the other car is always an ambulance. And the trunks of the ambulance are easy pickings. They're stocked with medical supplies and usually include one of the new trauma bag items, which is a slightly worse version of a duffel bag with a much cooler skin. You'll also find medical professionals and patients wandering around, even though there should only be 1 patient per ambulance. And what on earth are they already doing in a hospital gown? Anyway, never mind. The cars are not in great condition themselves, but if you're looking to clear out an area, the lights and siren on the ambulance might still be working.
It's amazing what kinds of damage happen when a car hits a body, both to the car
and to the deer that I hit this fall. So when I find this scene of a car and a blood streak to a dead body, the car is almost always going to be totaled, but do check the body and the trunk for bits of loot, and if you need a few extra car parts, you're more likely to find them from this kind of crash than from many others. For my money, the flipped car crash is the worst. There are a couple of associated zombies that spawn in with it. The trunk loot is always bad, the car parts are garbage, and in order to clear the road, you have to tow the thing off to the side. It is kind of fun to see it flip back over when you start towing it, but that's small compensation for having to do so.
Guns? Check.
Water?
Check.
Rations?
Check.
Giant map that obstructs my view while barreling down the road? Even the most prepared survivor can become a prepared victim if driving while distracted, and leave all their gear for other scavengers. You'll find a few roaming Zeds around one of these crashes and one of the two different trailers. And though you won't find much gear still in the trailer, if you do happen on one of these crashes, the trailer itself is the real treasure here. Adding even more storage space to your car can be a huge boon for the mid to late game, and for some reason, the condition of the car parts from the truck is better than normal crashed cars. Though if you do find the sign trailer instead of the normal carrying trailer, well, at least it's something different, even if it's no good at hauling stuff.
Oh, hold on, dude. There's a horde of them ahead. Maybe if I speed up, I can jump over them.
I have to assume that the car flipped over and the people trapped inside made too much noise and attracted the attention of a horde, or were flipped by the horde and then forcibly made to join them. But again, the trunk loot stinks, the car parts are almost all red, and this kind of scene is best avoided generally. Unless you have the mod that lets you turn the wreck into metal parts. Oh no, there's another horde of them. Wait, they don't look dead at all. Oh good, they must be a posse running around killing the undead. That at least would explain all the weapons and blood on them. Don't be fooled by this scene. It looks like a mix between the 2-car crash and the bad horde party crash. And though the cars will have poor loot and bad car parts, it's the zombies running around the scene that are the hidden loot here. They will have a much higher likelihood of having weapons and military gear on them, and like this group that's hosting 5 military backpacks, you might find a few surprises if you manage to off all of them and loot their gear. And if you're extra lucky, the vehicles themselves might even have some gas in them. Stop! This area is under quarantine. You are not allowed out. Stop or we will open fire. This is your last warning. What happened here is clear for all to see. The police were trying to contain the outbreak with a blockade and had partial success. Then one of them got through, and now they all stand eternal vigil for the other side. Fortunately for the player, this is a great haul. The cop zombies are loaded down with guns, holsters, and bulletproof vests, as well as some sick police clothing if you're into that sort of thing. The pile of bodies will also have the normal Zed loot, and the trunk of the 2 cop cars are going to be full of guns, ammo, and gear. You also might be able to find the key in the car and in one of the surrounding zombies, or even just dropped somewhere around the car, so do check thoroughly around these scenes. Also, even if you don't want to drive the car yourself, they are a great way to clear out an area. So you can loot it. Just tow the cruiser to the edge of the town and turn on the lights and siren. Then after the horde has formed, you can clear out the surrounding houses with impunity. Oh, and there is a version of the blockade that doesn't have the barrier and the pile of zombies, but everything else is about exactly the same. I don't care what the radio says. We've got to finish this project ASAP. We're already over time, and it's costing the company $20,000 every day it's not done. So grab your hammer and get to it. Oh, great. More protesters. I'll handle these people. One of my favorite scenes to find is this manhole-bestrewn construction site. Unfortunately, the manhole isn't connected to a sewer, like some are. See my other videos for more on that. But the gathered Zeds have some great construction costumes, and the associated trunk is loaded with tools and construction materials, and has a good chance to spawn a sledgehammer. Besides that, the truck will usually be in fair to good condition, and the keys very well might be in someone's pockets, in the ignition, or dropped on the ground nearby. Overall, a great find for early, mid, or even late game. Similar to the construction interrupted, the emergency interrupted doesn't have the delightful manhole cover or cones, but does have the more than likely drivable truck with a bed full of tools and parts. It also comes in a wide variety of colors and styles for your role-play convenience. Park ranger, fire, police, gas company, or just company truck. What did we hit back there? It just tore the tire right open. Oh, man, it certainly is a good thing we had this spare. Huh? No, sir, we don't need any help, thanks. Sir, I said we don't need any... This scene has one of the best likelihoods of giving you a car in great condition. The only caveat is that you have to finish putting the tire back on. Once that's done, though, you'll not only have a great condition vehicle, you'll also have a jack and a lug wrench for future wheel problems. Or you might end up with just a Jeep. We are still working on the video of all the random non-vehicle-based scenes that can randomly spawn into Project Zomboid, so make sure you're subscribed and turn on notifications for that one. Like, comment, all of that, and we'll see you again next time.